Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Adam's Quest. In the last episode, our creatures set sail for the burning savannah, and now that the endless summer is weighing down upon them, some of our bigger creatures, some of our stronger creatures, are starting to feel the effects of that heat. In fact, the only creatures who are completely unaffected are over here by our permanent nests. We have Rhapsody and we have Wasp. And I believe it's thanks to their big ears that they haven't lost any energy beneath the Savannah sun. I like to think that it's actually Rhapsody's connection to the summer shores that gives him a little bit of extra luck. His special traits might not be of much use here, because all we have is this giant abyss down in the ocean, which is not really meant for swimming. But with the extra luck, he has been able to find this lovely little nursery right by the shore that he can offer up to the rest of his tribe to keep their mothers safe. Wasp, meanwhile, this actually works perfectly in her favor, because I'm sure she would love nothing more than to dive into that tall grass and see what she can find. She's going to try to uphold the bandits' ways, so that means she's not really going to plant down any roots. As soon as her baby is old enough to travel alongside her, I think she's going to see what else she can discover. In fact, we're probably going to want to make our way over to these ports, which seems to be another swamplands biome again, which I'm not too happy about. I guess that means we're going back to the swamp sooner rather than later, because the only other ports we have open are these flower ones over here, and that would send us in the wrong direction. We typically want to either go north or go right to get to Adam's Island, so the swamplands it is. But for now, maybe we'll have Wasp poke around the grass near the nursery. She can ask if Rhapsody wouldn't mind watching after Bee, and we'll have her scoot over this way to pick up a little bit of the extra grass in the area. Not only to protect her baby, of course, but also to make sure that this place is nice and clear for our future mothers. Scarab could also help out too. He's one of the creatures who is a little bit too big to really thrive in this land. So maybe we'll have him stay by the nursery anyway. That would probably be the best place for him because his cracking abilities, his cracker jaw and his nimble fingers, have kind of been rendered useless in this land. He doesn't have any shells to pick up, and we certainly don't have too many berries for him to use to his advantage. Luckily, Jasmine has other things going for her. Thanks to her lovely Berryina claw, she's actually quite strong for most of our females on this island, and I'm sure that's something that our very strength-driven Dukirvan, the bluebird leader, would look for. So I think he is quite interested in Jasmine, but he's going to be shocked to find that she is not too interested in him. She doesn't really care for his arrogant ways, and that's something that his sister noticed too, which is part of the reason why she had this secret baby with Feral before she left for the new island. The only other creature who knows about him right now is Moonstone, so I think Ananame is going to kindly request that she stays silent for now. She thinks it would be safer for her baby if she just said that he was some sort of a wandering creature that she stumbled into way out here in the tall grass, because she's not too sure how Dragonfly is going to react just yet. They are technically betrothed. Her father wanted them to start a family together on this new island, figuring that it would probably provide them with a good deal of strength. So until she knows how he is going to react to her baby, she doesn't want to give him any reasons to dislike him. But that should be all of our turns used for today because we want to keep Rhapsody next to the baby. So let's zoom out and skip again and see if any dangers are going to stumble their way out of the darkness. I am so nervous that something is going to just come charging out at our creatures, but at the same time, we probably don't have too much to worry about. That's why Dukirvan is here after all. He can protect us from anything, or so his parents said at least. And I'm sure that's exactly what he's trying to impress Jasmine with right now. But as ever, she has no true interest in listening to his stories. So we'll bring her around this way to maybe pick from the other side of this berry bush. Anything to escape another selfish tale. And in the process, she might get the chance to share some of her berries with the little babies, the brand new baby of the savannas. She might be a little bit more accustomed to this lifestyle since she was born here. Hopefully she'll be able to survive the heat too. She doesn't have her mother's big ears, and I believe it's a heat resistance of at least 2 that they need to keep themselves healthy out here. Rhapsody has 2 and he's fine, and Wasp has 3, so that's why she's doing much better than most of our other creatures. So since she has her baby being watched after by Scarab, the local lion, let's have her start making her way deeper into the grass. We'll sniff around too. Maybe we could even enlist the help of Rhapsody. I'm sure he's going to want to stay by the waterside, even though he can't go swimming. At least the sound of the waves would offer him some comfort. So let's bring him up here to maybe investigate the shriveled up berry bush. There's not much food for him to take, but they can't really be picky. If they don't pick from the shriveled up berry bushes, then they're going to have to start breaking into the cactus plants. And I'm sure you guys know that that is not going to bode well for our creatures. Sunspot is another one who would probably want to dive into the grass too, do a little bit more exploring and expanding of the territory. That way we know our babies won't get ambushed. That's another reason why it's so good that our nursery is right at the waterside, because nothing is going to spawn on them this way. So as long as we keep everything else lit up, then we should be fine. And now that Moonstone has grown up, maybe we could have Ananame ask if she could just keep an eye on her baby for now, while she goes out to find Dragonfly, and she can let him know about this strange rogue baby that she found off in the grass, and hopefully they'll be able to meet each other on the next turn. Yeah, she kind of just wants to gauge what sort of creature he is. She never did get the chance to truly meet him, so she's not sure if he's going to be just like her brother, too arrogant for his own good. It's a good thing too that this baby didn't inherit those stripes, the telltale stripes that would connect him to Adam's family. He does have them hidden away in his genetics, but otherwise he looks like he could be part of any family on our island. So many of our different families inherited the poison fangs that I don't think that would be a particular sign. We will make his first gem orange, but I think I'll give his second one that pink color that our Berginas had instead, just to show that he's part of a different line. We'll bring him over here, though, to hide away in some more of that tall grass, because I feel like he would be a little bit more shy. And then we have Duke Yerevan, who must be feeling so very sorry for himself. He is having a very rough time on this island. Jasmine doesn't want to talk to him. It doesn't seem like she's interested in creating a big, strong family with him. And he's constantly being thwarted by that hot summer sun. The endless summer bearing down on his shoulders. Let's sniff around again though, just to make sure that no dangers are lurking in the grass. So far, so good. Things have been surprisingly quiet out here, but we are going to make sure that Rhapsody is still carving a little pathway, so he and Wasp don't end up getting lost, though I think he may have only had 2 turns there. Oh, interesting. So he is actually getting a little bit affected now. So I guess that means that it's actually a heat resistance of 3 that makes it so our creatures are completely unaffected. Though 2 will at least help them along until it gets really hot in the savannah. So I wonder if that means that you, Scarab, you're going to have even more trouble staying alert out here. Maybe you'll want to enlist the help of your old friend Bear. He could probably come over here too to make sure that these nurseries are kept protected. They could be like 2 big lazy lions just laying around the nests, but ready to jump in to defend them if anything bad comes storming their way. Oh, and we'll want to change little honeybee's gems over to that yellow color too, just like her mother, to signify that she was part of the jungle line. I suppose we'll have her toddle on after Wasp. She would be very interested to see where they're running off to, and she can help them pick up all of those delicious berries. And likewise, it looks like Jasmine has a couple more to pick up here, and some roots too, so she'll have to call out to Moonstone to make sure that she knows. Now, I do wonder if she might have eyes for somebody else in the tribe. Maybe Sunspot, who seems to be more interested in, of course, benefiting the rest of his family. He wants to make sure that everybody is safe by scouting ahead for them, sniffing around in that tall grass, and those are traits that she would find much more desirable than Dukiravan, who seems to care only about himself. So perhaps that would be his chance to dive into the grass too. He's not going to be able to get very far, but he wants to prove that he can find just as much as Sunspot can. In fact, I'm sure that he thinks he would be even better at that job. He is their leader after all. Now little Moonstone can gently nudge Dukuta out of the tall grass to bring him over here to meet Dragonfly, who Ananame is hoping will take the little baby in too. Dragonfly knows he has appearances to uphold if he wants to impress Dukiravan too, but something tells me he has a little bit of a soft spot for babies, so maybe Dukuta has lucked out in this case. We'll bring Dragonfly a bit deeper into the grass though, just to explore the area, sniff around a bit more, and then maybe he'll call Dukuta out here as well to help him learn how to explore. I'm sure he would appreciate a little bit of extra love and attention. And look at that, and Aname found a permanent nest. Oh, that's pretty perfect. I wonder if that might just be a sign from our ancestors, telling us that Dragonfly is worthy of starting a family too. We don't want to leave little Moonstone behind though, so as she follows her nose, trying to find some more roots that she could hopefully dig up, let's bring her way up here so she can be with the rest of her family too. Okay, it looks like we have a little root right next to Ananame, so we'll have her go ahead and dig that up on the next turn. But otherwise, we're all out of energy again, so we'll skip the day and cross our fingers that everything is going to remain just as quiet as before. Yeah, I guess Anime must be letting us get our bearings here. She knows that it's going to be rough on our creatures, so she wants to make sure everybody is accustomed to the landscape before she sends out her challenges. And while most of us would be grateful, I'm sure Dukiravan is hoping for a little bit more action. Something again to prove himself as he tries to impress a Jasmine. And another permanent nest too. So despite the landscape, it does seem like quite a few creatures used to live on this island. I wonder if we're actually going to run into any of them too. So far, it's been so quiet that we haven't even seen any wanderers. Maybe they're a little bit nervous seeing such a large family rolling from those ports. A family that is only destined to grow as our creatures continue to connect. I think it would be a really good idea for Wasp and Rhapsody to potentially start a family too. Thanks to those big ears that they both have, we know that their babies would be very well suited to the Savannah lifestyle. So Wasp's mutation menu should already be taken care of, because she did have a baby before, but Rhapsody's is still open. So he does have the hemophilia, and again, I'm not sure if the normal blood clotting is going to work in his mutation menu or not. And then I think I would like to see some different patterns on their babies. I have noticed that quite a few of our creatures are inheriting the no pattern right now. So let's try to work the mask back into Wasp's line. She does have it in her inactive traits because the jungle family is so well known for their mask. And I think that would look really nice on some of the water babies too, if we could maybe work that onto the creatures with the water body. For now, we'll have Rhapsody go ahead and breed with her, hopefully. There we go. Then as Bee goes ahead and grabs up all of those berries, we'll have Wasp settle down her nest right here, because she knows this will be a pretty safe place for her to have a baby. If she goes any further out into the tall grass, then she risks drawing the attention of some unwanted predators. So despite her ways, she has to be careful. Bear, unfortunately, doesn't really have much to protect down here by all of the permanent nests. Hopefully somebody is going to come back soon to have their babies. Oh my gosh, by the ports? Hello, little one. Where on earth did you come from? Oh, I was starting to think that we weren't going to find any wanderers. But interestingly enough, we can't actually see his silhouette. Okay, so either this is a very, very glitchy baby, or he has no interest in joining our tribe. I mean, I guess we could have little Dakota go out to say hello, though he only has a 1 turn of energy, so we wouldn't be able to invite him, but he could at least try to keep track of the little guy for us. So hopefully he doesn't disappear. Okay, he kind of just like popped out of existence there. I'm assuming he's probably in the tall grass over on this side and we just can't see him because he's so very tiny. But I guess that means that that might be why we haven't seen any action out in the grass. Because for some reason our creatures aren't able to smell these very strange ghostly wanderers. That does work in Dakuta's favor, however, because that would give Dragonfly more of a reason to assume that there's some tribe of babies just wandering the savanna grass. And now that Ananame feels she can truly trust Dragonfly, we'll take a look at their mutation menus to see how we should set up their babies. So again, Ananame is one of the creatures with quite a bit of hemophilia on her side. So we'll go ahead and place the normal blood clotting into our mutation menu just for good measure. And then I suppose we'll want to try to draw the stripes out of her genetics too, because it would be nice to see a baby born in this line, with those very, very important stripes from Adam's family. Maybe that would even usher in a new era, if our creatures decide they no longer want to follow Dukirvan deep into that tall grass. Maybe this will create yet another rift in their family. Dragonfly is super healthy though. The only thing that I want to change in his mutation menu is his body type, because we need to start breeding in the smaller bodies if we want to avoid all of that lost energy thanks to the heat. We'll leave his second slot open, so if you guys have any genetic that you would like to see on their babies, then let me know. Of course, we could always choose like a different eye color maybe. I think violet eyes are the only ones that we haven't played around with so far. Or a different fur color. Maybe something lighter to blend in with the savanna grass. Yeah, let me know if there's something you would like to see on their family, since we have the healthier creatures breeding now. That leaves us with quite a few more cosmetic choices that we could make. And hello, little guy. Alright, so he's still around. He's a little bit shy, but he's starting to make his way over to our water babies, or bandits even. Maybe he's interested in joining their ways. Little Vanta. I don't think we actually took a look at his genetics, did we? He has the big ears. Oh, I didn't actually notice that. It's hard to tell on the derps now, but apparently he has big ears to help him wander around the savannas. He must have some pretty good heat resistance. He has the velvet paw for sneaking, which is why he was so hard for us to locate in the grass. He does have hemophilia, and he has an infertility trait too, which we would want to breed out of his line. But I wouldn't mind taking the little guy in. I'm sure we could find a very good use for him. Moonstone still has a couple of roots to dig up though, and then we'll have to make sure that somebody comes over here to pick up all of those berries. For now, she'll do what she can, as Dragonfly continues to clear out the grass, and we make sure that all of our babies are going to be kept safe. I guess for now, Bear, you might as well try to find a different nest to protect. We want him to stay in the area so we can lend a hand with his strength. Now hopefully Vanta will come back so we can finally accept him into the tribe. And in the process, we can say hello to all of our brand new little babies. Oh my gosh! You look almost just like so many yet again. In our Chungle line, he just has a much, much deeper fur color than creatures like Button or Bumble. That blood red fur with the pink ram horns. Oh, that is such a gorgeous combination. And perfect too, because Valentine's Day is like literally right around the corner. He looks like a little Valentine's baby. Maybe we'll have to call him that. Little Valentine. I know that Adam's family usually just keeps the old names, but I think that would be a pretty good name for him. He's kind of showing off the connection that Ananame and Dragonfly found over the love of one supposedly rogue baby. And speaking of which, we might want to make sure that he's making his way back home. It's going to take him a while to get there, and I don't think little Vanta is too interested in talking with you. There he is. Now we can actually see his silhouette, and we'll see what this little baby looks like too. Just like his sister, he has the nimble fingers, and he also has that lovely crown of pink ram horns that connects him to the jungle. He's carrying the water body in his inactive traits, so that means we should be able to pull that out again. And he has his mother's stinky tail. Excellent, so we're not going to see that disappear in our tribe anytime soon. His big ears should help him resist the heat just like his mother as well. So I think we're going to name this little baby Hornet, since he's so much like his mother. Now we'll make sure that Rhapsody and Wasp breed again before they wander off deeper into the grass. Though we'll wait until they're a little bit further down the shore before they have another baby. So if we bring B up to this tile, oh, hello, little guy. There you are. Oh, you always seem to find our creatures who don't have any energy left. Maybe a scarab can catch you? Oh, you're stealing from us. Oh, that is not the way to get on our tribe's side. I suppose they would probably recognize that this baby is just really, really hungry. He's probably been on his own for quite a while. So Bear, of course, would be the one to take him in, take him under his wing because they do look quite similar with those derp snouts. And now we should be able to bring Wasp out of the nest, and then a little Rhapsody right to her side to breed with her again. And then she can start carving her pathways deeper and deeper into the savannah to see what else she can find. I wonder if Vanta knows of any special places to potentially show this family. Let's see if he can sniff anything out in the grass. Now, looks again to be very, very quiet out here. So I guess my fears were correct and we don't have any little bunnies to pick off either. Oh, there's another nest. What is that, like our 5th one now? Well, I guess we know where Wasp is going to be able to have her next baby. Now, Jasmine, I think you're just about out of berries to pick. And I'm sure she would be interested to see where a Sunspot is running off to anyway. So we'll have her follow in his trail as he lights up the way toward even more of these berry bushes for her. Dukirvan's probably just annoyed that he wasn't the one to show her the way. So he is going to keep carving his way deeper and deeper into the grass until he hopefully finds another one of those big berry bushes. I bet that's what he has his eyes out for. None of these shriveled up things, these cactus plants and these old withered bushes. He wants to find a gigantic prize to truly impress her, and he's not going to stop until he does. He hasn't even considered that he might actually be putting himself in harm's way. So we'll have to see if he runs into anything particularly dangerous in his journeys. But with that, we should be all out of turns again, so we'll go ahead and skip the day. We're actually getting quite deep into the savannah now. We're almost right into the middle of this entire island, where we have all of these different directions to branch off in. So I wonder if that's where all of those Berryinas are lurking, waiting for us to move a little bit closer, so they can pounce on our unsuspecting leaders. Not that that would deter Dukirvan in the slightest, because he thinks that nothing can stand in his way. He's sure that he's going to be the one to lead our tribe to greatness. And look at this, he did actually manage to find a normal berry bush out there. He's going to have to try to get the word out to Jasmine, though, who may have found a different place to settle down for now. Why don't we see if we can have a baby between a Sunspot and Jasmine? We'll see if their children will be particularly lucky, and hopefully carry on those Berryina genetics. Their smaller bodies should also be quite helpful, and the big ears that they have in their inactive traits. It'll be nice once those finally unlock in their mutation menus too. I believe it only takes 30 days in this hot weather for us to unlock that, so we still have quite a ways to go, and even longer until the lean body is ours, but we are slowly but surely filling up those requirements. I think I would like to ensure that they don't end up inheriting the webbed feet, because I did notice that they both have webbed hind legs in their inactive traits, and that's probably thanks to Sunspot's father Kuvan, of course. So let's make sure that we place the normal hind legs into one of their slots. That way we'll be able to move around the savannah much faster. We don't have any water to worry about, so the webbed hind legs would just be a nuisance. Then we'll go ahead and have her breed with him. Okay, there we go. Now she's going to have her baby. And Sunspot can try to make his way a little bit deeper into that tall grass. While Dukuta can go ahead and take on his final gem, and hopefully clear out a little bit more of a pathway too. I want him to make his way back to his family, of course. He's probably missing a Moonstone in particular, who helped him break out of his shell a little bit. If not for her, then he probably still would have been hiding in the grass. We'll have Dragonfly and Ananame breed again too, so they don't attract any unwanted attention from the rogue males. We haven't seen them knocking on our door yet, but we do want to be careful. Bear and Scarab, you guys can actually help out this time. If we bring you over here, then you can clear out this entire area right around this permanent nest. Light up the whole thing for us so we don't have to worry about Wasp getting ambushed as she has her next baby. Vanta seems to be quite the explorer, so he would be the one to take point. But so far it looks like we only have little roots in that direction, so not too much to sustain us on our journey over to the swamp ports. But I think everybody is all out of energy now. We could just have a little Valentine maybe toddle his way out of the nest. I suppose we should give him the orange gems too, just like the rest of Adam's family. And then we'll go ahead and skip the day again. Any Berginas yet? Oh my gosh, and hello little one! Do we have another albino baby in the nest? And look how unique she is too. The water body, the stinky tail. She looks so cool. We have to take a look at her model. So a very fitting time for yet another beacon of adventure to be born within our tribe. Somebody to lead everybody over to those new ports, of course, as soon as we're ready to move islands. Her water body would connect her more to Rhapsody's family too. So I bet she's going to be really good at singing all of their songs. And because of that, I think we'll name this little baby Melody. It must be strange for a creature with the water body to not be able to dip their toes into the ocean. That's probably why she's going to want to leave this island sooner rather than later, just to follow her own natural instincts. And then our other baby seems to have been blessed by the Bergina claw after all. Oh my gosh, he looks like he's been rolling around in the dust or something, like he has little stones stuck in his fur. Well, I think we have to name this baby Dusty. This seems very, very fitting for this little one. And he'll be able to help protect this part of the tribe too, as we make our way ever deeper into the grass, closer and closer to the prizes that certain creatures were seeking. So Dukiravan did manage to find that extra berry bush that he was hoping to impress a Jasmine with. But of course he's going to be very surprised to find that she's already found her love in the savannah, and no amount of so-called heroics can change that. In fact, it seems like Dukiravan is the one most on the outskirts of this tribe. Despite his bluebird feathers, he just can't seem to connect with any of his tribe mates. Maybe it'll take some sort of big shakeup before he finally realizes the error of his ways, before he finally realizes that he needs his tribe mates to survive, and his strength isn't going to be enough to defeat the challenges coming his way. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!